For this Quant Wisdom Wednesday, we are going to answer a question that I got in the trading room. I love this when I don't have to think of what videos to do because someone just kind of asks a question. So, as always, ask me questions on Twitter if you're part of StatsEdge Pro. We in our Discord room, which alerts has a alert bot for when the prices that we're watching get hit. Just ask me questions. So this one was about recording trades and what to record when you record your trades. I talk a little bit about this in the trading plan course that I have over at StatsEdge Pro as well, but I figured it was a great topic because everybody needs to record their trades. I'll stare right at the camera when I say that. Record your trades. It's insanely important. I cannot stress enough the difference between people who record, spend the 10 minutes a day it takes to go through and say, okay, what trades did I do this week? If you're a swing trader like myself, what did I trade this week? When did I get in? When did I get out? It helps keep you honest, helps keep your trading from going rogue because you have to be accountable to yourself. You have to record in some sort of a system. Also, it helps you tweak. Eventually, you can go back and you'll have your own data, right? The way I've built all of these systems, if I've used data that is provided to me, and I can go back to 1980 and I can test all of these systems. If you're starting to trade, you're actually creating your own data set. Every time you hit a button and take a trade, you are creating your own data set. So to be able to learn from that data set is insanely important. So definitely make sure you're recording your trades if you don't. But to get to the question, what do I record? Well, it's pretty easy. So everything is the correct answer, but there is some discrepancies to it, and there is some things to think about. So what I actually did is I scoured the internet, and it took me about 2 seconds, and I just found a couple stock trading spreadsheets here that you can use. You don't even need to have Excel. You can just use Google Docs, which is free, right? And you can just start going in and you just record your transactions, right? This is a buy, this is a sell, this is a dividend, a split, whatever happened. But you basically say, I bought at this date. How many did I trade? What time did I get in? What fees? That kind of thing. And then also where you exited, right? When did you sell? For how much did you sell? What was the price of that? And all of that. And what will end up happening is just over time you have this data. So that's step one. Just record the data. When you got in, when you got out, uh, why, that's the column that I would add here, is what particular trading plan or what style was this. So I would add a section that just said tag, and then I would just tag it. So myself, I have my trend following system, I have my pullback system, and I have my mean reverting system. So as I'm uploading these things and as I'm watching what's happening, I'm tagging them based off of those. These are the things that I'm trading. So create tags like that yourself and say, if you're a day trader, maybe this is your opening range breakout system. This is your overextended system or your parabolic short or whatever you call them. You have to name your setups and then you have to start tagging your setups because then you can just simply do a sort and say, show me what I'm best at. And if you found that maybe all of your opening range breakout setups were the ones that were making all your money and everything else was just kind of wasting time, don't do those anymore, right? Just come in, do your opening range breakout setup and move on with your day. That's hugely important. But then as you get further on, you can start doing kind of cheeky graphs like this. And again, this is just something that I found free online. So if you're an Excel person, build it in Excel. If you're not an Excel person, I would recommend something like TraderView. So I'll have a link in the description below. That is an affiliate link, just FYI. But this is what I use personally. And there's a lot that you can do with this. So first of all, you can just import the trades from wherever your broker is. What I'm showing, I uploaded some sample trades for some testing that I'm doing, trading a automated Forex system. But yeah, you can upload from all these different things, right? So Trade Options Express, Trade the Pool, E-Trade, Dash Trader, pretty much everything that you can think of. Sterling Trader Pro. Yeah, if you can think of it, it's probably up here, right? And then you can also just do your own generic trades that take a little bit longer. But as you click on something, we click Trade the Pool, this is what your step-by-step instruction on how to get your trades into this. Even Scotia iTrade for us Canadians is up here as well. And then what happens is it records all that data for you. So you can start to go through this particular data. Again, I don't have much in here, but these graphs will just develop for you over time. It's that fairly inexpensive version, but it's the same information you're going to get with a spreadsheet, but just takes you way less time. So using something like this to me makes absolute sense because it just means you're more likely to do it, right? So it looks like my right average winner versus average loser. It will do this for you. $600 on the wins, 250 on the losses. That average loser, exactly what I want to see because that's the stop loss I have for the system that I'm building. Average winning holding time is higher than losing, right? All of this data, 60% win rate. All of this data that you can see is, again, exactly what I want to see, what I want to make sure is going through. And again, you can see the data just keeps going and going. So when you're recording your trades, if you're doing it yourself, you just want the basic stats. When you got in, when you got out, why you got in, why you got out. If you're doing it yourself, that's the starting point. And then after that, take some Excel courses, start to get into that, learn that a little bit more. However, if you want to do something like this, the beauty of it is just simple things like this. Like I can take a look at my trades right here, and then I can take a look at the charts, right? So I can see on USD JPY when I got in and when I got out for kind of what price I got in, what price I got out. Same with US dollar CAD, right? These are all daily charts, but I can see all of these trades when and as they occur. I can go through all these different, or I can just go through a table and you click on them and I can just see more information of the actual trade. I can tag them. I can add notes here. They have this TradingView integration, so I can just look at and say, okay, where is my trade? Okay, so it took a short right here, and then it exited right here. I think the time zone might be a little bit off on that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just telling me everything that's going on with this particular trade and with this particular symbol. So the other thing that if you're recording yourself, it's going to take a little bit of work, but I want to see is this position MAE and the position MFE. So quickly uh, explained is MFE is maximum favorable excursion. Essentially just means how far did the price go in your favor before it ended up coming back and taking you out, right? So position MAE is how much did the price go against you before it ended up taking you out. Because sometimes you may look at it, and you may say, "Oh, I only lost $100 on that trade." But if at one point in the trade you were down 1,000, that's a different story, right? Or hey, I made $1,000 in that trade, that was good. Well, if at one point you were up $10,000 in that trade, that's a different story as well. So these are interesting numbers that, again, you would need some sort of external data source to record, or again, something like TraderView as well. And then your journal, right? So your journal kind of, you should take notes based off days. You should also take notes based off of individual trades and do all of that as well. Now, if we're doing that in Excel, for each trade, all you would do is you just create more columns. You would say, okay, journal column. And then you would just start typing in your journal column what happened. But again, when you got in, why you got in, what price you got in, when you got out, why you got out, and what price you got out. That's the raw data form. And then from there, again, depending on whether you want to pay someone else to do it, like a TraderView, or whether you want to do it yourself, as soon as you have that data, then you can start to do things with it. So step one, if you're very intimidated and you don't want to pay for a journaling software or anything, I get it. Just start recording the data. Just start taking the data, putting it into Excel, just record the data, tag the data, and then worry about it down the road. But if you set up a system to export at the end of every day, if you're a day trader, at the end of every week, if you're a swing trader, and you download the data and you have it in a format like that, then all of a sudden, that's most of the work done. And you can start to tinker over time. You can start to find spreadsheets like I found here on Google. You can start to build them yourself. You can start to do all these things. But please just start recording and start tagging the data. I guarantee you, you do that for a few months and your trading will improve in some way because you will notice something that you just can't just by feeling it out. So start recording this stuff. And if this helped, definitely leave a like, a thumbs up. Come on over to statsedgetrading.com and try out the trading room. Come in and ask me questions.